إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله والسلام عليه تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. This Sunday, inshallah, is going to be a celebration here in the UK and other parts of Europe. Many of you know about it. You may know about it because your kids came home from school and they gave you a present, or they'll give you a present today, acknowledging Father's Day, having the i'tiraf and the taqdeer of the father. And there's no person here except that he's a son of someone, and inshallah, he's a father right now or a father to be in the mustaqbal, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. So the whole idea of acknowledging the efforts of a father, generally speaking, is positive. The Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever doesn't say shukr to people who do things for him, they have effectively not said shukr to Allah azza wa jal. This masjid, you should say shukr to the masjid, because it's offering you opportunities to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. No one should stand up and say, you're madyun to me. Nobody should say that. But one of the signs that you guys are shakireen lillah Azza wa Jal for giving you opportunity to worship Allah yawmul jum'ah and other than that in this masjid, one of the ways you repay that is by making shukr to Allah with your lisan for the qa'imeen on the masjid, for an example, and taking care of the situation. So I am not against this concept of saying thank you to your father. The Prophet told us about the dad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, la yazzi waladun walida illan yajiduhu mamluka fashtarahu thumma ataqa. A man will never be able to repay his father for everything he did for him, even if the man, except if the man found his father was a slave. He was an abd, mamluk. And then that person purchased his father's freedom and said, Dad, you're free. That's never going to happen with anyone here. Hey hat. It's abad ma yakun. It's never going to happen. So in effect, we'll never be able to pay our fathers. And some of us had good fathers who knew what they were doing. And some of us had fathers, they were duna dhalika, bikathir. Some of us. But whatever the case is, every father wants to feel appreciated by his child, by society. You know, it kills me that they want to have a Father's Day for one day, but then as a father, when I go and I say, look, I don't want my child to be learning about LGBT. I don't want that. I don't want you behind my back putting a dress on my child. But now, no Father's Day. They don't want to recognize my haqq as the father then. And this is the whole issue of what today's khutbah is about. As Muslims, we are not in need of non-Muslims teaching us about how to celebrate, when to celebrate. I say that without any hesitation. I don't need any non-Muslim telling me how to worship Allah, what to think about Allah, I don't need that. I do need some non-Muslims to teach me about IT and things like that. I have a bird, my kid has a bird. I need a non-Muslim to tell me that non-Muslim vet, what's wrong with my son's bird? So I'm not going to throw all of the ulum and all of the things no. But when it comes to certain things, my fingers in my ears. I'm saying to those people, lakum deenukum waliya deen, la nahtaj. Me and my family, we don't need one harf from you people as it relates to how to celebrate, who to worship, how to worship, what day to work. I don't need that. So in regards to the issue of Father's Day, this is really critical, ya ummat al-Islam. You know this la ilaha illallah that we have, that after you make salat, if you said it 10 times after each prayer, you'll get the reward of doing the itq, of one of the children of Ismail. La ilaha illallah is the kalima tayyiba, that Allah Azza wa Jal will yuthbit the slave when he's dead. When the angel comes and says, who's your Lord? He'll say the right thing. This kalima of la ilaha illallah that we just take for granted, it is a cornerstone of this religion. Without it, there's no deen. No deen. It is so grave and it is so important, but unfortunately, the ma'ani of this kalima, many Muslims don't know what it is. The madlulat of this kalima, many Muslims don't know what it really entails. ماذا تتضمن this kalima? What's inside of it? As a revert, and a person who speaks English, you'll find in the books that have been translated, La ilaha illallah means there's no God but Allah. Arabs who know Arabic language think La ilaha illallah means there's no God, and that's kadhib, that's not true. La ilaha illallah means there's no ilah, there's no ma'bud who has the haqq to be worshipped other than Allah. There are many gods. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مِنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُ هَوَاءُ وَأَدَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَى عِلْمٍ وَخَتَمَ عَلَى سَمْعِهِ وَقَلْبِهِ وَجَعَلَ عَلَى بَصَرِهِ غِشَاوَةً. That's an ayat of the Quran. It's proven. There are many gods. What do you mean there's no God but Allah? There's a lot of gods. Allah mentioned in the Quran, have you not seen the one who has taken his desires as his God? His hawa is his God. So all of the kaba'ir, he's fallen into it right now. All of them. Some people, they do zina. Some people drink khamr. Some people have uquq al-walidain. Some people doing innovations. He's doing everything. يَتَقَلَّبْ فِي مَعَاصِي اللَّهِ. Everything that's on the table from the kaba'ir. His money is haram. Sharbahu haram. Clothes haram. His kalam is haram. His ashab are haram. He's stealing. Everything. And there are people walking around on the world, in the earth today, who are telling their followers, call me God. Call me God. So, La ilaha illallah does not mean there's no God but Allah. It means there's no God bil haq. Yes, the haq. He really deserves to be worshipped except Allah. That's the meaning of it. It has other meanings connected to it. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of anybody but Allah. No one can help you. No one can harm you. Everybody came in together in this masjid to do you harm. All of the people in the city of Leeds, in this country, they all came together to help you to harm. They're not going to help you. They're not going to harm you, except with the meaning of La ilaha illallah, only if Allah let them do it. But the point here is, part of La ilaha illallah is you can't practice any of the ayat of the non-Muslims. If you think that it's easy and it's simple, like Father's Day, oh, it's just easy. Allah knows the nawaya, my niyat. I know this kuffar, but let my kids do it and bring. It's okay. I don't really mean it. There's something wrong with your understanding of La ilaha illallah. Whether you like it, you don't like it, you accept it, you don't accept it, because part of the meaning of La ilaha illallah is we free ourselves from the mushrikeen, and we free ourselves from what they worship and how they worship, from their ibadah. I give you an example. Muslims today, when we're using the text messages and we want to tell somebody, I'm going to go get an operation, I'm going to get an amaliyah, I'm going to go for a job, I'm going to go and take the exam, make dua for me, make dua. And then we'll send the emoji of the hands like this praying. Make dua. We don't make dua like that. What Muslim in Islam read a hadith or an ayah that we make a dua like that? That's against La ilaha illallah. We don't even know it. I know the person does it not meaning it. But that's part of La ilaha illallah. We don't do their ibadah. If a Muslim is going to send hands, if he wants to do that, he's going to send hands the way we make dua. Make dua for me. If he's going to send hands. But why do we do that? Even the question is, why do Christians do that? Isa ibn Maryam didn't bring that. And this is the point. If they change their religion and do whatever they want in terms of celebrations, they do that for themselves. You think they care about what we do? What kind of sense does that make? A blind man asking another blind man, lead me to where I have to go. They make things up in their religion left, right, and center, and they don't care. La yabalun. And then we're going to come and follow them in those things, and they don't have enough deen and diyan and taqwa to say to themselves, where does this come from? La ilaha illallah also means we don't believe in what they believe in. Their aqidah, the way they believe in Allah, the way they believe in Jannah, the Nar, the Malaika. We don't believe in that. Issues about the jinn and ghosts, witches, we don't believe the way they believe. If a Muslim is believing in that, there is something wrong with your La ilaha illallah. Like it who like it, hate it who hate it. Part of La ilaha illallah, ya akhi Abdullah, is when it comes to our religion, and we're free, everything in their deen. Lakum dinukum waliya deen. Ibrahim and those people who were with them, they said to their fathers and to their community who stayed on shirk and kufr and who compromised La ilaha illallah, inna bura'a'u minkum wa mimma ta'budun kafarna bikum. We are free from you, my father Azar. We're free from you and from what you worship along with Allah. So if a Muslim were to get a cross as a tattoo, if a Muslim saw a soccer player, football player, score a goal, and then that football player made a cross, that Muslim should make inkar. Yeah, I like the soccer player and I like his skills, but look, there he goes, making shirk. He has to have something in his heart against that symbol, that rums. In his own house, he has to take care of not having that rums. His kid wears a uniform or a shirt like that. He's going to have an issue. You know the issue about the Nike is a sign of kufr and shirk. So Muslims who had some concern of their deen, they started saying, I'm not going to let my kid wear Nike. Just do it. Because the sign is a sign of kufr and shirk. That's the responsibility of the Muslim. But what we sleep on is, we sleep on this thing of celebration. Because Bani Adam, we love partying. Anytime there's an opportunity to get our party on, this is what we love. We don't accept this Friday is Father's Day. Your son, your daughter brings that home. Your wife gives you something. Listen, if you give your wife chocolates on Valentine's Day, flowers on Mother's Day, you do any of that, something's wrong with your La ilaha illallah. Did your fathers who came from Sudan and Somalia and Libya, did your fathers who came from Pakistan, they came from the Muslim world, did your fathers know about Valentine's and its mess? No. Muslims don't know about this stuff. When it comes to celebrations, it's not permissible in the deen of Allah. Why? Pay attention. Why can't we not celebrate anything of what they do? Anything. Why? One of the reasons is the Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna Allah baddala lakum ma khayru minha. Allah gave you what is better than their ayad. It's better, ya akhi. Who in his right mind as a Muslim is going to come and say, nah, this is equal, or Allah didn't know what was going on? Rasulullah didn't know? Rasulullah was a man who respected the urf of the people. He didn't come to change the urf of the people, except when it went against the religion. He wasn't rough and tough, didn't want the people playing and partying. He said that the days of a tashriq are the days of drinking and eating and being happy. He said, let the people play in the masjid, the ahbash with their swords and their spears, let them dance, so that the Yahud and the Nasara, they will know that I came with the Hanafiyyah to Samha, the religion that is making things easy and we happy. That's how he was. And yet he came with a religion and said, you and I cannot do anything from what these non-Muslims do. In nothing. Why? Why? The reason behind it, the illah, the hikmah, and I challenge you. No one came to get the 1,000 pounds from last week before. I won't say 1,000 pounds. I don't want to keep saying that 1,000 pounds. I just say 1,000 pounds because I want you to get up and try to get the money. I want you to get up and go and fact check and try to prove it. And you'll get the money in less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's a whole week and no one comes. I challenge you to show me one Eid from the celebrations of the non-Muslim that doesn't have in it shirk, kufr, kadhib, fahisha, dhulm, fisq, fajur. Show me one. Not a half, 1.5, 2, 3, one, just one, where there's no kufr, shirk, kadhib, fisq, dhulm. In America, one of the big celebrations we used to celebrate was Thanksgiving. every year, the last Thursday of November. It is the day that the Native Americans, the Europeans went, killed them, took their land, and Americans are celebrating that today. And it's a brick celebration. I always tell my parents, what are we doing? What are you doing? How would you like if they were to celebrate when they made us slaves? It's insensitive. You won't like that. But the people of America, you people of the UK, Europe, we don't ask questions. The Muslims, we don't ask questions. Now, I'm going to move on, but I'll come back to this issue, inshallah. One Eid, one of these non-Muslims, where there's no kufr and kadhib, there's no shirk, dhulm, fisq, fajur, fahisha. Do you know what this month is? This is the month of gay pride. So if I got up here with a thobe with the rainbows and I got up in this thobe, the people of this country say, oh, look at the Muslims celebrating. But what are you going to say? You as a Muslim supposed to say, na'udhu billahi. Na'udhu billahi. Pride month? What do you mean Pride month? That doesn't mean anything to me. Absolutely zero. So as a Muslim, do you wear the badge of the gays for this month? Because when in Rome, do as the Romans do. All of it is fahisha, kufr, shirk, kadhib, fisq, Christmas, all of it. So Allah doesn't support, he doesn't allow that. And that's why Abdullah bin Abbas, another him from the companions and the Salaf, they used to understand those ayat of the Quran, the impermissibility of celebrating the ayat of the kuffar. وَاجْتَنِبُوا قَوْلَ الزُّورِ. Allah said, stay away and avoid the false statement. Qawl az-zur. Az-zur is a lie. It's someone who lies to you. He comes and he gives you counterfeit money. That's zur. It's not real. Stay away from that. Stay away from selling it, trafficking it, buying it, circulating it. You're a businessman, you can't give the man's change back in fake counterfeit money. You can't print fake counterfeit money. You can't give someone clothes that it's not real. He thinks he's wearing designer glasses from you. وَاجْتَنِبُوا قَوْلَ الزُّورِ. Stay away from it. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورِ. The real servants of Allah, they don't witness az-zur. Abdullah ibn Abbas, Qatada, Ikrima, they said the shahadat az-zur is for a Muslim to look at the celebrations of the kuffar and to accept it. So I want to say about Father's Day. In our religion, every day is Father's Day. Don't wait for the Sunday to acknowledge what your father did for you. You crazy? You lost your mind? What way did you come to this masjid? You're going to wait for non-Muslims to tell you, buy your father a card this day. I remember growing up in Jahiliyyah, being a mushaghib, a mushawish, being a person always in trouble. But on that Sunday, we would give my father a card, give my mother a card. That one day, make breakfast for them. What about all the other days? All the other days, I'm dragging them to the police station. All the other days, I'm embarrassing them. So our kids gonna get taught this khurafat. The one day come and acknowledge me, and all during the year, you don't respect what I have to say. Not only do you respect me as a person and the mansab that I have, you don't even respect that I'm working hard for you. You sitting in that row and your father did all that, what he did for you. You need to help your father pay bills. You need to let your father, every day is Father's Day. What are you talking about? As soon as that man gets married, it's Father's Day. How? Why? Because the companions, once they got married, الرجل ذا تزوج بدأ سعيه لتحقيق إيجاد الأولاد. He's not going to have babies from zina, go out with the prostitute and that. He's going to have babies that are halal. So as soon as he gets married, that's what he's trying to do. Father's Day for him, even if he didn't have babies. Our mother Aisha, her kunya was Abdullah. She never had any babies. Abu Umair, they never have any babies. Father's Day, as soon as you get married. Father's Day is the day that your daughter gets married. That's Father's Day. This is my day, Father's Day. Why? Because my daughter, no hand touched her until I handed her over. Not just to her husband, but to her husband's family, to her husband's community. That's Father's Day. It's going to be a day of, just celebrating for me and my wife, you and your wife. Father's Day is when your baby finally comes. It's Father's Day. From that day until today. The Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, innakum تدعون يوم القيامة بأسمائكم وأسماء آبائكم. Yawm al-Qiyamah, when you stand before Allah, barefooted, naked, and uncircumcised, your name will be called. And the way your name will be called is Allah will call you by your name that you have and by your father's name. Not your mother's name, by your father's name. And he said, your mother, your mother, your mother. But Yawm al-Qiyamah, you're going to be called Fulan ibn Fulan. That's why it's not permissible. Look what we did when we came to Europe. Look what the Christians did. Isa ibn Maryam is not on this. Look what the non-practicing secular Jewish people do. The lady gets married to a husband. She changes her name to her husband's name. Why do the Christians do that? Isa ibn Maryam didn't do that. Isa ibn Maryam came with a religion protecting the nasab, where you come from, your lineage. Rasulullah says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, la'an Allah man intasaba ila ghayr abihi. May Allah curse the one who connects himself to other than his father. And you sit in this audience, people from Pakistan and places, even Arabs from amongst us. We get married, the woman becomes our name. But what is that? No, that's Father's Day. That girl is your waliyah. No one can step to your daughter and get married. That's Father's Day. Every single day. They don't wait till Sunday. It's not permissible to do the ayad and celebrations of the kuffar because it's kadhib, shirk, kufr, fisk, fujur, dhulm, all of it. Keep thinking in your mind for one. Keep thinking. Bring it to the table. Just one. Just one. In our deen, Father's Day has been acknowledged in that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given our fathers a special position in this deen. My father, non-Muslim, a special position. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran, tremendous hadith. Al-Walid, awsatu abwab al-Jannah. The father is the awsata, is the best door from the doors of Jannah. He put the father and respecting the father from the best ta'at and qurbat to Allah. Today we read Surah Al-Kahf. That's ibadah. Today we say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam a lot. Today we do this, we do that, do that. From the best things today is being respectful to your father. It can be better than reading Surah Al-Kahf. The Prophet told us sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Rida Rabb fi Rida al-Walid. Allah being pleased is when your father is pleased. And Allah being angry is when your father is being angry. Wallahi, I'm angry at my kids. I'm angry at all of them. If they start to decide to come up with this idea, come and respect me on Sunday, because now Muslims told them that, and it's all about commercialism and making money. No, respect me in the way that you behave. Respect me in that you listen to me. Respect me in that you come and you talk to me when something is happening. Can you believe the Muslim girl today wants to go behind her father's back and start talking to someone about marriage based upon her desires? أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُ هَوَى. She wants to get married by herself. We say to that girl, hey, you can fall in love. You like him, no problem. But I'm your dad. I have to be part of it because this is a big issue. You may know how to cook. You may know how to clean. You may know how to wash and iron. But if your mother and I left this house, you don't know how to take care of this house. You can't pay the bills. And you want to go and get married? No, Father's Day is that girl learning, not from what these non-Muslims told her. Take one day out and buy a card. Make a gift? No, not at all. Father's Day in Islam is every single, listen to this. You all know the position of jihad in this religion. It's so great that it's the one issue that if the khatib in this country got on this minbar and talked about jihad correctly and making the tahreed of the Muslim to love jihad, he may go to jail. He'll get in trouble. He'll be seen as mutshaddid. He has to apologize. We ain't biting our tongue for no one. Jihad is jihad in our religion. Not what them people are doing from the khawarij of our ummah. No. But jihad, la mathila lahu. Nothing's like it in Islam. Nothing. The Muslims always needed mujahideen. We're asking our community here, hey guys, we need the money. Give more money. Some people do, some people don't. What if we had to say, we gotta go and fight? We have to go and fight for Islam. That one gonna say, oh, my knees hurt. That one gonna say, oh, I got a toe, my toe, I put my nail off. That one's gonna say, oh, I gotta go get to work. That's how it is today. We're not asking people, let's go make jihad. I'm against that. Where are we gonna go make jihad? But you know the position of jihad is tremendous. And the Prophet always needed people, always needed money, always needed help. We were always the minority. A young man, strong, in the Rabi' of his shabab, strong. He came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm coming to get permission from you to accompany you on this jihad. The Prophet knew the man and knew this background. He said to the man, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ahayyun walidaka? Is your mother and your father alive? He said, yes. He said, Fafihima fajahid. Go back and make jihad with them. Don't come with me to spread Islam and to prove your furusiyya and your rujula and your shuja'. Don't come with me. You go back and you take care of your mother and your father. It's a jihad. So he put jihad way up there from the ibadat of al-Islam. Your father, help him pay the bill. Tell him, Dad, take a break. I'm sending you home this year. I'm sending you home. I'm giving you money to go home, me. Now, some people misunderstand this hadith. Your mother, your mother, your mother. No doubt that hadith goes to show that my kids should love my wife more than they love me. My kids should honor my wife more than they honor me. Your mother, your mother, your mother. And then who, Ya Rasulullah? Your father. Some people understand this hadith, especially the mothers from the Muslims who are zalimat, jahilat, ba'idat and ad-deen. They get a divorce from their husbands, from the baby daddy. They get divorced. And as the babies are growing up, the mother is just telling them, your dad is no good, your dad is no good, your dad is no good. And she doesn't let her children see their dad. That's a kabira from the kaba'ir. She's from the khasirin, because she's from those people, الَّذِينَ يَقْتَعُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ and يُوصَلْ وَيُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Allah has told us, connect stuff. And she's disconnecting what has been ordered to connect it. She's from the khasirin, that lady. The khasirin. Don't let your kids see your dad. What are you talking about? So some people believe your mother, your mother, your mother means that the father is forgotten. The father's not forgotten. He said, then your father. He's on the thing. So the person will have, you know, he'll have taqsir with his father. Your mother, yeah, that's true. But then your father, and then after him, your relatives are crawling to where they're close to. But the father is second. Second. You're sitting there as a dad. You're not a third-class citizen. Wait until Sunday. How would you like if your father didn't take care of you all of your life and then just waited for your birthday? Your birthday to say, here, son, happy birthday. What are you talking about, happy birthday, Dad? Kullukum mas'ul. Kullukum ra'in. Dad, you're responsible for me from the day I was born until the day I can take care of myself. I get out on my own. You're talking about one day. I'm responsible for my kid? Ummatul Islam, the issue here is, number one, we don't need these people to tell us how to live our lives. When it comes to the dunya, secular issues, we need them. Unfortunately, we need them. We're not going to be against that. Rasulullah used non-Muslims for things of the dunya, but when it came to the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, lakum dinukum waliya deen. Inna Allah bari'um min al-mushrikeen wa rasuluhu. Allah and His Messenger are free from the mushrikeen. Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Why in the world? Somebody tell me, billahi alaykum, asalukum billah. Why would we have to need? I ask you about, where is the aql of this? Why would we have to, for the person who sits there, why would we have to accept anything that these people say about celebrating? And not a single celebration makes total sense. It's a lie. It's a game. It's just to spend money. Why didn't they make Father's Day in the wintertime when the weather's not good? Why is it in the summertime? So people can go out and buy gifts and have dinners and have parties and nice time. It's all a hustle and a game. And a Muslim shouldn't be a person who puts himself in that position. Now, in concluding, I know there will be some people get up and leave and they just say, oh, that guy is hot air. You do what you want to do. I'm just saying, don't be of those people who you exist in this dunya and you don't know what you're doing or why you're doing it. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا فيه وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا. Allah has told you only worship Him and do good to both of your parents, both of them. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an authentic hadith, may the guy's nose be in the dirt. Ragam anf may be in the dirt. May be in the dirt. They said, who? He said, من أدرك أبويه أو أحدهما أو كليهما ثم لم يدخل الجنة. The one who found both of his parents and they were older, in the kibr, they were old. He found both of them or one of them and he went to the hell fire because he didn't take advantage of both of his parents. But his parent is dead. So what? His parent is dead? Abdullah ibn Umar was traveling from Mecca, going back to Medina, and with him was his students. There was a man who came from the Badi, a Bedouin. He said, Abdullah ibn Umar. They gave salams. How you doing? And then Abdullah ibn Umar took an expensive imama, his imama off. Expensive, nice. Gave it to the man. The man was happy he left. One of his students said, why would you do that? He's from the Bedouins. They are happy with a little. You just give them a little, they be happy. Bedouins don't want a lot. Why did you give him that expensive thing? You could have just gave him one pence. He would have been happy. 2 pence. Abdullah bin Umar said, because that man, his father was Umar's friend. And they were close. He was the wad of Umar, Habib. They were close. I gave him that because I heard the Prophet say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna abarr al-birr silatul warid ahla wad abihi. From the best things you can do to respect your fathers and your mother, from the best things that you can do is whoever your mother was good friends with, whoever your father is good friends with, is that you go to their family and you connect to them. Your mother's dead, your father's dead. May Allah have rahmah upon him. You go to her friend, go to his friend, visit her, visit him, give them sadaqah, give them a gift. Instead of Father's Day on Sunday, go to them and give them a gift on Sunday after your parents have died or while they're alive. But that's how you keep their memory alive. You want to keep your memory on that Father's Day, Mother's Day? Once they die, all of their deeds are done, finished. Except if they have a righteous kid on the day of Jummah, making dua for the mother and the father, waiting for Father's Day on Sunday. We ask Allah Ta'ala to make us those people who are religiously astute to taking care of our mothers and fathers. And that He makes us of those people who our children take care of us and our wives as they should be taken care of. And that Allah Azza wa Jalla make us of those people who are worshiping Him on Basira. Aqim as-salat yarhamak.